Nick Eastwood from Seacon here. One of the things we're getting asked a lot lately is, can my air to water heat pump provide cooling? The simple answer to that is, in most cases, yes. Some manufacturers don't allow the function, but ultimately cooling is just like defrost, apart from the fan runs in cooling to reject the heat into the environment. When we're in defrost, we don't run the fan because we use that energy, that heat, to melt the ice build up on the back of the evaporator. So here's my unit. It's currently running in cooling. I've done this for probably about 4 years now. It works well. There are a few considerations you have to make. The pipework has to all be insulated in a Class O lagging. It all needs to be vapor sealed, all your joints taped, etc. Because to run cooling efficiently, you do need to have water temperatures down to sort of 7 degrees. At that sort of temperature, dew will form on the pipework. What I'll do is I'll show you inside what I have on my setup, which is a number of fan coil units on a separate circuit inside the property. So here we are inside the property. This is actually our dining room, and in here we have a fan coil unit mounted on the wall. As I mentioned earlier, obviously because we're running in effect chilled water around the pipework, all the pipework does have to be insulated. Also, because we're running chilled water through the heat exchanger, condensation also accumulates on the heat exchanger. So all these units have a drain to outside where the condensate just drips away. How I control these is I use the Salus FC 600 fan coil controllers. I find these very good. They have an app, which is nice, but also you can connect a water sensor to them, so it means if the water temperature gets too high, you don't have issues with the fan coil blowing warm when in cooling, etc. So it works very well. So just to give you an idea, sort of it's 32 degrees outside with us today, and this room currently is sitting around about 19 degrees. It's very similar throughout the house kind of thing. This is a new build property. It was built in 2021. First summer we had in here, the rooms with the weather out like it is outside currently, we sort of 27, 28 degrees. So really does make a difference. Not to the same level as air conditioning. You do generally have to just leave it on, a bit like you would do with your heating on an air to water heat pump. If you expected to sort of turn it on and the room to be cooling 5-10 minutes, that's not the case. So it's more of a comfort cooling than an actual cooling solution, but it does work well in most cases.